We took it to the playoffs. Collinsville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House. The school of champions, we laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm at Sabia, Indian, again, I'm telling them that Collinsville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, it's Collinsville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah. You know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1 and 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's a little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the cheapest crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play with sports. I play my cards right, now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
All the freshmen come forward.
High school, champions.
Yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, day number 2 of the 38th annual Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. I call it Moving Day. I'm Todd Duke. Matt Clark will start off this first contest with us, and then we'll bring Zach Roseman on in the next game on the docket as we get you ready for this day. This is a fun day, Matt Clark. This is a day when each team plays twice, so it's a long day for the schools, and it's moving day. You're either going to move into the semifinals and still have a shot at that championship trophy, or you're going to move down to the 5th place semifinals and then try to work your way up to a 5th or 6th place finish, if that's the way that part goes, both on the winning side of the bracket and the consolation side of the bracket as well.
Yeah, you call it moving day, I call it the gauntlet. This is an absolute barn burner. It is so tough. I mean, personally playing in it last season, I realized how difficult it is to be extremely good in 2 games, in 2 straight games, and only the best and deep teams are able to get through and win it. You know, and you really, it's a good experience and it's a good opportunity to realize, okay, which of these teams are for real or which of these teams can just have a good game and then, you know, have a fluke the next one. You have to have 2 consecutive strong games, and for those teams in the bottom of the bracket that are playing it like say Quincy and Collierville 2:30 and then coming back and playing not 3-4 hours later, this isn't like AAU or like where you're playing 2 games in the summer where it's not as big of a deal. These are hard-fought basketball games where you are using a lot of your energy. You have to be mentally tough in order to advance and to win these 2 games here on the day, and not many teams do. I know personally we weren't, like, I thought of myself as mentally tough, but we weren't even mentally tough enough on that second day to finish that semifinal. We just barely gave it away in like the 4th quarter against O'Fallon. And again, we just were not mentally tough enough in that last quarter, and unfortunately that's what prevented us from having an opportunity to play in the championship game.
All right, we already know we have 4 games set for you here on the K-Hawk Sports Network. There's also 4 games going on over in the auxiliary gym. If you would like to watch those, that is on the K-Hawk Athletics YouTube page. Their first game over there of the morning is Mundelein versus Madison. That'll be followed up by McClure North versus Granite City. Then Altoff and Oakville will take the floor. And then Triad and Alton will finish up over there in the quarterfinals of the consolation bracket. On our side of the bracket here on the main gym floor, let's work backwards. We'll start with the 2:30 quarterfinal game. That is between Collierville, Tennessee and Quincy. Collierville, Tennessee showed me last night that they're a team that's good, that needs to be reckoned with.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, I always believe that, good players, well-coached teams can be coached by very good players. You think about Sean Taggart at Collierville. He's from Memphis. He played in an NCAA national championship game. Players respect that kind of coaching. I know if I would have played for a college coach, I would have been like, wow, this guy knows exactly what he's talking about. Collierville have some really good players, got some length, which really helps you in this tournament when a lot of teams are going small size. So I think Collierville will give Quincy all they can handle today at 2:30.
And Quincy's Quincy.
Yes, Quincy is Quincy. You have a bunch of teams, out of all these teams, Quincy made it the farthest last season in postseason play, won a sectional championship. They didn't have to go at 100% last night against Alton because it wasn't that big of a matchup. And so for Quincy, that helped them, I think, in some respects, because they could serve a little bit of energy. We'll have to see if they come out ready to play. If they don't, Collierville could make it a tough one for them to come back in.
The 1 o'clock game features the home team, Collinsville K-Hawks, versus the E-Rabs of Rockford East. And Rockford East, one of those teams that people really didn't think about because their record coming in was 5-6. But you know what? You can't overlook a team like that.
Yeah, absolutely. If I'm Rockford East, I'm kind of pleased with my effort against Altoff. They only won by 3, though. They've got to play a complete 32 minutes to beat a Collinsville team that shot better than anybody from the field in the tournament on day number 1. It's going to be tough to stop them on the defensive end.
Yeah, Collinsville put up 71 points. The 11:30 game, which takes the floor right after this one, is Belleville East and Lincoln. I'm looking forward to that one because Lincoln, they just play a different brand of basketball, and you have to adapt or you have to overcome or you're done.
Yeah, and the one thing that I remember from last season was Belleville East. We thought they were going to be a good contender last season in the tournament. Then they lost to Madison, and Madison played that zone and forced them into tough shots. Jeff Creek, we heard him, Coach Creek for East said, we have to be mentally ready to play. He was extremely frustrated with his team last time for not being able to do that, and obviously they still closed out MacArthur, but Lincoln is always going to give you the consistent gameplay. You're going to have to play good to beat Lincoln.
All right, and that brings us to this game here that's getting ready to take place. This is a rematch of last year's championship game between O'Fallon and MacArthur, and I don't know what to expect of this one except for run and gun.
Yeah, run and gun, points in the paint, and points off of turnovers. Neither of these teams shoot the 3 ball very well. I think MacArthur, shot 16% from 3 in their win over Madison, and O'Fallon shot 22% over in the win against in their win against Mundelein. So it's been a good deal, and I think it'll be a good one, and I don't think O'Fallon's forgotten about what happened last year.
I don't think so either. We're in for a good one to start this day off with. We'll fill you in on the starters right after we take this time out on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Herald Square and Cold Herald, 2 great additions to the Collinsville landscape. Next to the Old Herald Brewery and Distillery, Herald Square is a new outdoor multi-use event space in Collinsville. Concerts, fun and games, farmer markets, and so much more. Herald Square, a great space for Collinsville's future. And, just off the square's turf, Cold Herald, old-fashioned scooped ice cream gelato, house-made recipes, and premium-sourced product. If you're over 21, ask about the good stuff at Cold Herald. Watch Collinsville grow. Herald Square and Cold Herald, 2 great new additions, only in Collinsville, Illinois.
Hello, everybody. This is Mike Ogle with Ogle Auctions, and we hope you are enjoying tonight's game. And go K-Hawks! Hey, check us out every Sunday night. We have an online auction at www.ogleauctions.com. Everything from grandma's china to grandma's motorcycle helmet. It's all here at Ogle Auctions every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Check us out, and we will see you soon.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Visit Brad Keene at his Collinsville office at 106 North Clinton or call 618-467-8420. And once again, welcome back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Just about ready for game number one here between O'Fallon and MacArthur. And here are your starters. We'll begin with the MacArthur Generals. Chase Cunningham, 6'1" senior. Azarian Richardson, a 6'3" senior. Chris Walker, a 6'4" senior. Mackay Wright, a 6'7" senior. And Steve Tatum, a 6'2" junior. They are very experienced on this MacArthur Generals team. For the O'Fallon Panthers, you'll find Jaden Rush on the floor. He's a 6' junior. Jalen Smith, a 6'4" senior. Dwayne Chapman Jr., a 6'5" senior. Kobe Wilmoth, a 6'7" senior. And Rennie Harris, a 6'3" junior. And from the O'Fallon side of things, you got to get Rennie Harris more involved. He wasn't quite involved in yesterday's game, and they still won.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't really necessarily need Rennie Harris to be involved, but he was a big player for their tournament last season. Listen, he can drive, he can get inside the basket, he could create things. And last time, O'Fallon really used the post well, and they got it into Kobe Wilmoth, who was their leading scorer. He just made a couple of turnaround jump shots. That's because Mundelein had no size. But we know with 6'7" Mackay Wright, Kobe Wilmoth is not going to have those opportunities in the post as much. O'Fallon's going to have to shoot better, and they're going to have to create more. The good news is that they have players that can do that, and Rennie Harris can have himself a day. He didn't play well against MacArthur last year, but I guarantee he wants a revenge game.
Yeah, and it all ends and begins with Mackay Wright for MacArthur. He's out on the center part of the court, wins the tip-off against Wilmoth, and we are underway. MacArthur, they're in the blue, and they are the road team, if you will, here in this contest. Their numbers are in white. They have the word MacArthur written across the fronts of their jersey, also in white. The home team, so to speak, is O'Fallon. They're in their all-white uniforms, gold numbers, and the word Panthers written across the fronts of their jerseys. And a little scramble for the ball right off the bat as they volley for the first points of this game, and the first turnover instead happens.
Yeah, Chase Cunningham with the slip right there. It was a good flex action. MacArthur runs the flex really well, and you'll probably see that from them throughout the rest of this tournament.
Inbound pass coming in from Jaden Rush, and Rush finally gets it into Rennie Harris. He gets triple teamed in the near side corner, and I can't believe that it took that long for a foul to happen with all three guys all over him.
Yeah, everyone was reaching for the ball. I'll tell you what, Decatur MacArthur is here and they're ready to play. O'Fallon cannot afford to sleepwalk through this first quarter. Decatur MacArthur look ready to play, and they will give you a four-quarter blitz, as I would call it. They're going to play at 100%. You can't put the brake pedal on them.
Jaden Rush brings it up across the timeline and tries to feed over on the corner to Smith, but that's picked off. Coming the other way is Tatum. His reverse layup doesn't work. Rebound MacArthur. They put it back in, and the first 2 points of the night belong to Mackay Wright.
That's what a good fast break is about, getting the rebound, and that's a 5-second violation.
Yeah, sure is.
They're all over it, MacArthur, and this is not what O'Fallon wants at the beginning of this game. And that was a really good rim run by Mackay Wright. That's called following up the shot.
Did I say we were going to end for a run and gun? Yeah, no shot. That's on the floor, and that one's going to go against Dwayne Chapman. And just like that, the Panthers have a couple of fouls, or one foul, excuse me, that's the first one. All right, we're going to inbound right underneath our location. Inbound pass triggered by Richardson to Wright. Wright tries to back his way into the paint. No room there. Almost picked off by O'Fallon. That shot's partially tipped. Rennie Harris headmans it all the way down to Rush. Rush drives, shoots. No, they're going to call a foul.
I tell you what, I saw Jaden Rush play yesterday. I didn't think he had that great of a game, but he actually had some really nice stats for the O'Fallon Panthers. 12 points, 6 assists, 5 steals, no turnovers. And that's going to be crucially important if Jaden Rush could take care of the ball today. He had a good game for O'Fallon. He can be a good piece to help them try to get past the Generals.
And he's probably the fastest guy on the court.
Most likely.
There is O'Fallon trying to put up their first points of this game. A dribble drive by Smith. Kicks it outside to Rush. Rush deep on that near sideline. Over toward the left wing. Brings it around to the top of the key. Backs up a little bit. Now directs traffic. He wants Rennie Harris to go baseline. And Rennie got a little late on that news. Now Rush. He'll take his own baseline shot. That one rattles home. And we're tied at 2.
Well, it took him a long time to dribble past that trap, and MacArthur guards play excruciatingly tough defense on the ball. But Rush makes a good play there. That's a high-level shot from him.
There is Richardson. Puts it onto the wing for Cunningham. Cunningham back out to the top of the key, underneath for Wright. He has the ball knocked out of his hands, picks it back up, and uses the glass to get a couple more. 4-2 in favor of MacArthur. O'Fallon comes up court trying to answer. Here is Jalen Smith. Approaches that left wing. He underhands it to Rennie Harris, and Harris will take it back toward midcourt. Now he'll enter from that same wing into the paint. No room to move. Kicks it outside for 3 for Rush. That one's a little bit long, and the rebound belongs to MacArthur. The Generals bring it up. Once again, here is Cunningham. Cunningham comes over onto the right wing and deeper into the right corner now for Richardson. Richardson will launch a rainbow 3. That one rattles off the rim, and it's Wilmoth with the rebound for O'Fallon. He'll immediately give it to Rush, and Rush starts his attack forward. Over onto the near sideline for Harris. 5:35 left to go here in this first quarter. First game of the day, and it's a rematch of last year's championship game between O'Fallon and MacArthur. Here is Wilmoth, turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound belongs to Richardson for MacArthur. He'll bring it up quickly. He comes in over onto the wing, looks for a little room baseline, none there. He'll kick it out to Cunningham, who brings it over onto the wing. Here is Dees with a three-point shot, and that's the first three-point shot made in this game, and the Generals are up by 5.
Yep, King is the king off the bench. He really plays well, a huge shooter for this Generals side.
Into the corner, Wilmoth. Wilmoth thought about the 3 for a moment, then his avenue got cut off. Here is Harris. Harris has to get rid of the ball as well. He does so, and a drive by Chapman ends up with a foul. Third one coming up for the Generals.
Yeah, and that's what aggressive defense will give you, is a lot of fast fouls. The good news is, like we said last time when Decatur was playing Madison, they're very deep. So if they have a couple of guys that get into foul trouble, it's not going to matter quite that much.
Dwayne Chapman up at the free throw line. He went 0 for 2 yesterday from the charity stripe, so he needs to figure that out to help O'Fallon, and that's the first one, and that's always a nice start.
Yeah, with his career high, with his total high, the transfer from SLU, I played against him back in middle school. I tell you what, he's a hard guy to play against. He's strong, and he gets at you, and he's aggressive. And so Mekhi Wright, he's guarding Mekhi Wright. It's going to be difficult for Mekhi Wright to score on Chapman.
So he makes both of them, and the Panthers make their first substitution as they bring in Isaiah Camper. And to the bench goes Dwayne Chapman after he makes his free throws. 7-4 is our score. 3-point lead by the defending champion MacArthur Generals. They bring the ball up court. Here is Cunningham. Cunningham was looking for D's, but Camper cut off that avenue right away.
Watch out,
and
Todd!
Here's a steal by Smith, and it's in for 2.
Thought he was going to slam it down. I've seen Jalen Smith dunk since he was a freshman, and there's another steal.
Yep, sure is. 1-point lead by MacArthur is in jeopardy now. That shot is off the mark, and the Generals, they gather up the rebound. Bringing the ball forward is Richardson. Richardson approaches the K-Hawk logo with 4:20 left to play here in this first quarter. Richardson being watched by Smith. Richardson over to the right-hand side for Cunningham. Back to the top of the key now for Wright. Wright swings it around, and all the way into the corner it goes to the King. King Dees. He'll trot out toward the left wing and give it up inside the paint. That is
another steal. Chris
Walker, and another steal. And here comes Rennie Smith, dumps it off underneath, and Smith, he is single-handedly pretty much giving his team this lead, 8-7 O'Fallon.
O'Fallon suddenly has all the energy, all the excitement. Decatur MacArthur look really frustrated right now. This is what O'Fallon did for 3 quarters against Decatur MacArthur in the championship game last year. They got to keep this up.
Richardson, he finds Wright. Wright on the wing, back out to the top of the key. That's where Chris Walker is. Over onto the other wing. Walker, Cunningham, Dees in the left-hand corner. Back out front for Cunningham.
It's an illegal screen.
He travels.
Oh, travel. I see. Wow.
MacArthur wants to make another substitution. They'll bring in MJ Murphy.
Tell you what, this O'Fallon team's playing with a lot more energy, excitement. I could guarantee you they remember what happened last year. They remember their missed chance. They're not going to let this slip again. They want to make the semifinals again in this tournament.
Jaden Rush brings the ball up court for the Panthers. We're down to 3:15 to go in a very fast-moving first quarter. Here is Harris. He dribble drives and almost lost the ball at the free throw line, and now he throws the ball away as Harris's struggles continue here. Here's Murphy. Murphy approaches the left wing, cuts, free throw line, throws one under the basket for Wright, off the glass, won't fall in, and the rebound belongs to Harris. Rennie brings it up. He approaches that left wing, down at the other end of the court, throws it over in the corner for Camper. Camper winds a three, and that's in, and O'Fallon extends their lead to 11-7.
That's the guy you don't want shooting the three. He's a good three-point shooter. Only made one against Mundelein, but again, I think this is a 9-0 run for O'Fallon right now.
Yeah, they were down 7-2 at one point. And here is Richardson. He'll bounce it into the corner. That was almost a travel, and it comes back out front now for Richardson. Richardson, he'll back up toward the midcourt stripe. So we're down to 2:25 and counting. Left to go here in this first quarter. Richardson still with the ball. Shoots it over in
5 seconds on the shot clock.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Running out. They shoot it, and it swoops out right at the horn. Rebound belongs to O'Fallon. They bring it up court. Here is Camper. Camper will hand it off to Harris. 2:05 left to play. Over to Jalen Smith. Smith dribble his way, and a foul. That's going to be handed out to MJ Murphy on a little reach in just as Smith was going around him. We're going to have a timeout called by MacArthur, a 30-second timeout, so we'll be back here in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of K-Hawk Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go K-Hawks.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, Todd Duke, Matt Clark with you for game number one, quarterfinal number one here today as O'Fallon and MacArthur hook up in a very fast-paced run-and-gun style here thus far, and it's been a pretty entertaining first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw a lot of momentum swings. MacArthur had the first half of the first quarter, and it looks like O'Fallon's had the second half. And that 30-second timeout, Therese Bryson, the head coach of the Generals, was very upset with them, really animated on that sideline.
O'Fallon, they have the ball and the lead. They throw it in the corner for Camper for three. That one falls a little short. Camper gets his own rebound and kicks it back outside, and they'll start all over again. Here is Rush. Rush over on the wing for Brown. Will Brown Jr. into the game. Here is Camper. Back over for Smith. Smith tried to enter that paint area, but not a lot of room in there. Wright cuts off that avenue quickly. Over to Rush. Rush deep on that left wing. He'll try to enter the perimeter. No room there. Back on the outside we go again. Here once again Jalen Smith. Smith had to be turned around. He couldn't get in, and now we have a travel. That was a frustrating set of defense there by MacArthur that really flummoxed O'Fallon.
That is a huge, and I mean huge, possession for Decatur MacArthur to get that stop. O'Fallon was really frustrated. I don't think they had a bunch of really creative players in the game. They brought Wilmoth back on the court now for this final minute 21, and so now they need to try to build off of that. Took the timeout, got the stop, now get the score.
There is Richardson. He brings the ball up court slowly. Sam Owens wants to check in at the next opportunity for MacArthur. Underneath the basket, Dees. A little reverse layup, and that gets MacArthur back on the board. Here is Harris for O'Fallon. He comes in over on the right wing, throws it on the left wing. Camper for three. Oh, rolls across the rim. And the rebound belongs to Smith. Underneath the basket, underhands it, and they'll kick it back outside and start all over again.
That's another offensive rebound for O'Fallon. Decatur MacArthur don't usually give up offensive rebounds.
Rennie Harris almost turned the ball over. I don't know how he stayed that one, but Wilmoth misses the three. Rebound no good. Next rebound no good. And this time it belongs to Wright and the MacArthur Generals. O'Fallon trying to get that ball back. Here comes Richardson for the Generals. He's across the line with 28 seconds to go, and the shot clock has a couple of seconds less, so they're going to have to get the shot off, but that's a turnover, and the shot clock will be taken away. Smith underneath for
Travel,
Rush, and a
travel.
Yep.
Wow.
He lost the handle on the ball and kept the feet moving when it landed back in his hands finally, but he never dribbled.
Yeah, if I'm Jaden Rush, I am so frustrated with myself right at the end of the half. He had an opportunity to get a big basket foul, swing the momentum back in their favor, and just couldn't hold on to it. But still, Rush has had a decent first quarter though thus far for O'Fallon.
2-point contest. O'Fallon up by those two. It's 11-9, and a chance for the MacArthur Generals to tie it up or take the lead. They have 17.6 seconds to move the ball down the court. Plenty of time to get it down and set up a play. Here comes Chase Cunningham. Down to 10 seconds.
Looks like a double screen action here, Todd.
Cunningham still with the ball. 5 seconds.
Wow.
Now he lost the ball, and that's going to be a backcourt violation, and that's going to stop the clock with 1.6 seconds left. And O'Fallon will be lucky if they can get off a 3-point shot here before the buzzer. We'll see how they want to play it. They'll jockey some positions and get somebody in the paint maybe.
Yeah, it was smart that Cunningham didn't pick up the ball. I mean, he realized his mistake, but he didn't pick up the ball until he absolutely had to, and that gives O'Fallon just a little bit less time to get a shot off.
Yeah, he knew that as soon as he touched it, that whistle was going to blow. So, All right, Rennie Harris is going to inbound. We'll see where they want to put the ball in the inbound into the backcourt. There's a 3-point shot at the buzzer, and that falls just a little bit short, and that's how things go at the end of one quarter of play. We're back with quarter number 2 here in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network. Got vinyl? Rich's Record Emporium in Uptown Collinsville can take care of all of your vinyl needs and more. You can peruse through thousands of records, from country to hard-to-find jazz, and classic rock is always in stock at Rich's Record Emporium. Used vinyl, new vinyl, and hard-to-find vinyl. Don't forget to check out the audio room at Rich's, where you can check out the latest in audio gear, from new top-of-the-line speakers to turntables and receivers, plus all of the accessories. Rich's has t-shirts, record cleaners, turntable needles, wall art, and so much more. If you can't find what you're looking for at Rich's, they will do their best to find it for you. Don't forget to mention seeing this ad on the K-Hawk Sports Network for a 10% discount at checkout. Rich's Record Emporium, 131 West Main Street in Collinsville, or call 618-795-1333 or online at richesrecordemporium.com. Welcome back once again to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Todd Duke, Matt Clark along with you. First quarter was fun. What's the second quarter have in store for us as O'Fallon enters quarter number 2 with a 2-point lead?
Well, not quite sure, but a couple of things come to mind. I mean, Decatur MacArthur obviously struggled against O'Fallon for 3 quarters. I don't think the Generals are going to want to have what happened last year where O'Fallon led by 9 with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, and then they just took a 3-point barrage to get them back in the game. And Caleb Burton got injured in that game too.
Yeah,
that's the reason why MacArthur was able to run away with it and win by 20.
Wilmoth for 3. That one swoops out. He's just off because his 2 3-point shots have done the same thing. And another rebound by MacArthur after an O'Fallon miss, and Richardson brings it up, gives it to Cunningham. He flies in, good for 2. We're tied at 11.
That's a really good play by Azarion Richardson to get past to get on the fast break. Nice little backhand pass, and I believe Cunningham with the floater.
Here is Rush. Rush, top of the key, enters the zone, kicks it out. Wilmoth with another 3-point try. This one's good. You know, it was only a matter of time before he hit, and that was a beautiful shot.
Yeah, got closer, and then finally hit it. That's the 3-point barrage that O'Fallon didn't have last season.
Here is Chase Cunningham. Cunningham gives the ball up to Richardson. Richardson out to the top of the key. That is Owens. Into the corner it goes. Cunningham to right. Has it knocked out of his hands by Rennie Harris, but it goes out of bounds.
I'll tell you what, Mekhi Wright has been stifled here. Hasn't had a lot of opportunities to get going. We saw him against Madison, and we were thinking he might win MVP or something.
Yeah.
He hasn't done a lot on the defensive end either, so he maybe just needs an energy play to get him started. I don't know.
Chase Reynolds all the way out to the midcourt stripe for Richardson. Richardson slowly trots over toward the left wing, brings it back over to the top of the key. He's got some room in the paint. He goes in. Get that out of here, says Wilmoth. He knocked it over to Rennie Harris. Harris zigs, zags, and loses his balance, and then lost the ball.
Great play. Great play there by Mekhi Wright. Got it out of Rennie Harris's leg right there. That's an energy play right there for Mekhi. That gets the MacArthur bench excited. Sorry about that, Todd.
Oh, you're all right.
I just love those plays. Got back on defense. He's a great guy. He runs the whole floor.
Richardson, he brings the ball up for MacArthur. They trail by 3, 6:25 left to play here in this first half. Bounces it into the perimeter for Wright. Wright hasn't dribbled yet. He can get out of it with a dribble. There he goes. He finally gets rid of it to Dees. Back outside to Richardson, over to Cunningham. Cunningham dribbles, and he got a hand to the face by Rush, and Rush will pick up his team's 3rd foul. It's been a pretty clean played first half.
Yeah, a couple of quick fouls from MacArthur, but neither team has really gotten anything too aggressive.
As Camper checks back into the game. That was only the 2nd foul for the Panthers. I looked up right after that foul was called, and it had 2 on the board, so I thought it was the 3rd one. But telling you what, they don't mess around at that scorer's table.
Yes, no, they do not. Great crew of people that we have here at this Holiday Classic.
Yeah. Tatum comes back into
Another
the game,
block.
and a loose ball picked up. Richardson for 3, and that one's a little too long, but it pops straight up in the air and goes down in the basket.
Yeah, Brian Munez, the O'Fallon head coach, just kind of smiled after that 3. Not much my team can do about that one.
Well, 14-14 after that 3-point shot. They try to get it into Wilmuth, but another turnover, and they give it up to Sam Owens, who was almost surprised he got the ball.
I tell you what, when Decatur MacArthur can make threes and get stops, they are the hardest team to play in this tournament.
All the way out front for Rush. He drives the lane, takes the shot off the rim, no good. Right with the rebound. 5:25 to go here in this first half. 16-14. Generals now up by 2. Speaking of 2, that's number 2, Chase Cunningham, coming across the timeline for MacArthur. He is the top of the key. That's the 2nd time he's going to go paint. That one won't fall in. And the rebound, that belongs to Rush. Rush almost stepped out of bounds right below us here. Rush will stop at the top of the key, gives it up for Smith, around the horn for Rennie Harris. Harris, near sideline, makes his move, and gets his first basket of the game.
There you go, Rennie Harris. They've got to have him here. That's a big basket. MacArthur suddenly had the energy again, and Rennie Harris silences it. MacArthur, if I'm MacArthur, I'm letting some of these guys shoot, except for Wilmuth. O'Fallon's not very good, the 3-point shooting team outside of him.
16-16 the tie. Here once again is Cunningham. He just keeps on tacking that paint, doesn't he?
And he's not getting the foul call. MacArthur bench is pretty upset about that, but I think it's pretty clean defense by Jaden Rush.
Into the corner, Wilmuth bluffed the 3, drives the baseline, cut off there by Wright. Throws it into the paint for Harris. Harris looking for 2 in a row. No, outside, Camper. Oh, 3-pointer, and that's good. They're going to prove you wrong, aren't they?
Maybe, but Isaiah Camper and Kobe Wilmuth are making their shots. O'Fallon didn't do that in the championship game last year, and that's going to give them a great opportunity to take down Decatur MacArthur this year.
Richardson over to Tatum. Tatum in front of the scorer's bench, dribbles and drives, comes in from the right wing, and then loses his footing. And then Rennie Harris bites the dust. He is underneath the basket.
Jeez, hard fall. We saw one of those at the Quincy Alton game last night.
I heard that one. That was the biggest thud I've ever heard. That was skin, meat, floor.
And Brian Munez is coming out here and cleaning up the area. I think that's so funny. I don't think I've ever seen a head coach do that, where he cleans up. He doesn't want anyone to slip and slide on the baseline. He'll stay MacArthur basketball there.
That's that Collinsville upbringing, man.
Yes, the Collinsville graduate.
Yep. Trey Gilliam enters the game for O'Fallon for the first time. Inbound pass comes into Mackay Wright for the Generals of MacArthur High School. Oh, and he just pushes down Wilmuth and gets called for the charge.
That scouting report right there, you think you're playing him inside. Not the matchup they want. They normally play Dwayne Chapman Jr. on him, but that time Kobe Wilmuth saw, okay, he's going to power me in. I'm going to take that charge. I did that a couple of times during my game time back in the day.
That was a major league charge right there. Rennie Harris inbounds, and they mess up the inbound comeback. Harris, he was a little late breaking back from being out of bounds, and that turns into 2 points for MacArthur.
O'Fallon got a little too cute there. I like the idea, but normally you do that at the end of the game to surprise a team.
There is Rush. He comes up, parting the seas, and get that out of here, says Wright.
Mackay Wright starting to heat up now.
Richardson, he comes coast-to-coast action here, off the glass. Good for 2 points for Sam Owens. A timeout called by the O'Fallon Panthers. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on the K-Hawk Sports Network. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville is a T3 certified tire dealer and so much more. Sure, Mike's Automotive has tires. They can also help with making sure your entire vehicle is road ready. From belts and hoses to preventative maintenance like oil changes and tire rotation. plus a lot more than that. Mike's Automotive has 3 locations to choose from. Mike's Automotive in St. Louis and Millstadt, and Mike's Automotive in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call Mike's Automotive at 618-345-0611. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, we kind of figured we were going to have a really fun start to this day, and this game is not disappointed whatsoever here in the first half.
I'm just finding out, I guess the team with more runs and more fast break points win.
I
Feels
guess.
like both teams are playing their style of game, but MacArthur, once Mackay Wright wakes up, he's just a different breed. He just elevates this MacArthur team to a different level. We didn't see it in the first quarter. We saw it there in the last 2 or 3 minutes.
There is Rush. Jaden Rush brings it up for O'Fallon, a 1-point contest. Generals have the 20-19 lead. We have 3:15 to go here in this first half. Here is Harris. Harris deep on that right wing into the corner for Camper. Thought he was going to go for that 3-point shot, but he's got Tatum right in front of his face. Now Camper will dump it off into the corner, and it goes to Rush. Rush drives just outside the lane, good for 2, and we swap 1-point leads.
Yeah, well done. Another high-level shot from Jaden Rush, and he's becoming a factor for this O'Fallon team like we talked about earlier today in the pregame show.
Here is Richardson. Richardson comes across the timeline leisurely, gives it up for Wright. Wright, offset top of the key, gives it up.
Great flare
For
screen.
Walker, and a 3 for Richardson is good. 1-point swing turns into a 2-point lead for MacArthur. Here is Rennie Harris. Tatum is all over his hip. Harris over on the left wing, gives it up over onto the near side sideline for Rush. Rush dribbles and drives. He's into the paint. He's got room. Dumps it off for Wilmoth, and Wilmoth is fouled underneath of the basket by Tatum.
Going to be interesting to see who the foul called on here. I think it's Stevie Tatum, but if it's on Mackay Wright, that's his second, and it'll be tough. Oh, it's going to be on Stevie Tatum, and that's his third.
Yeah. 6th for the Generals, and that was a shooting foul, so Wilmoth to the free throw line for the first time this afternoon. And Wilmoth yesterday went 2 of 2 from the charity stripe.
Yep, the transfer from Centralia made second-team All-State with their 3A for 3A with Centralia. Centralia always have great basketball players,
they
and so
do.
he played with Jaden Rush on an AAU team, and I think that's where the connection comes from. But there was a little bit of frustration or thoughts about, okay, where's the scoring from O'Fallon going to come, because Tyler Lunning left, Caleb Burton left, and Peyton Muller left. All of them graduated last year, and Kobe Wilmoth has given them a good 15-20 a game with good three-point shooting and good layups.
That was my favorite coach quote of the day yesterday. This ain't 8th grade AAU. 23-23 after Wilmoth makes both of his free throw shots. We're tied 2-10 left to play here in this first half. And here is Chase Cunningham all the way back at midcourt. Cunningham, he dribbles. He's been approaching that paint from that right-hand side for like the last 5 minutes. There's a drive by Richardson, and he gets a little fingertip floater, and the Generals are back out front by 2.
Another high-level scorer. Arion Richardson had that 3 just a minute ago, and then goes inside and gets the bucket for 2.
There is Rush. Rush for O'Fallon on the near sideline, gives to Camper in the corner. Camper comes around, gives it to Harris. Harris has his feet right in the middle of the K-Hawk logo here at midcourt of Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. 95 seconds to go here in this first half. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Here is Smith. He'll hand the ball back to Harris. Harris, he drives. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Throws it outside. Camper for 3 from the corner. Rolls out. Rebound. That belongs to Wright. MacArthur Generals, they bring the ball up, and they'll do it leisurely. Richardson bounces the ball over to Cunningham. Cunningham enters over on the near side sideline. Cuts back toward the middle of the court. And throws it up on the wing. That's Richardson. Thought about that 3. Goes through the paint. Puts up a little hook shot. That bounces off the fat part of the iron and then straight through the twine. And we have 1 minute left to go. 27-23. 4-point lead. Here is Rush. Here is Wilmoth for 3. That one hits the inside of the rim. Right there with another rebound for MacArthur. Generals bring the ball up with 45 seconds left to play here in this first half. They have the 4-point lead. 25 seconds left on the shot clock, so they've got plenty of time as they bring it back out front for Chris Walker. Walker over to Cunningham. Cunningham, Richardson, Walker. Walker into the paint, takes the shot, no good. And the rebound by Camper. And they have 20 seconds to work it up the court. Plenty of time to get a little bit closer before halftime. Here is Smith. Looks back at his coaches, the coaching
Thinks a
staff.
possible
shouting
drive
out
and kick out
plays.
here. But I imagine, Harris might have a one-on-one opportunity. Look for a shot possibly here.
5 seconds left. Here comes Harris. He throws it out to Wilmuth. Wilmuth tried to go for 3, had it knocked out of his hands. It's going to stay with O'Fallon, but they only have a half a second to do something with it.
Yeah, and based on what they did in the first quarter with 1.6 seconds left, I'm not sure if it's going to be much of anything here.
They'll try to get a quick shot off if they can, but that's going to be tough to accomplish.
Might just throw it into rush. We'll see.
You got to catch it cleanly and then get a shot off. Try to do that while you're in midair, and that one's blocked out once again. So Wilmuth gets blocked out twice in the last couple of seconds of this one, 27-23 in favor of MacArthur, and it is every bit the entertaining game we thought it was going to be. We'll throw you the halftime stats in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network. First National Bank of Waterloo, with over 100 years serving the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo at their Maryville or Collinsville locations for all of your banking, mortgage, and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, call the Collinsville team at First National Bank of Waterloo at 618-345-1121 or visit their Maryville or Collinsville locations or online at fnbwaterloo.bank. First National Bank of Waterloo, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Keep your ride shiny and clean with Extreme Details Vehicle Detailing in Collinsville. Owner Jay Merkel and his crew at Extreme Details believe in the value of community and in helping their community hold the value of their vehicles with a sharp-looking, clean ride that you and your community can be proud of. Extreme Details can handle any job, whether you drive a small car, an SUV, or even a bus or RV. No job is too big or too small at Extreme Details. Extreme Details offers scratch and oxidation removal, no matter what you drive: cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and more. Plus, Extreme Details can handle fleet vehicles for you and your company. Call Jay and the gang at Extreme Details at 618-977-1224. Check for periodic specials on the Extreme Details Facebook page. Put the shine in your ride with Extreme Details, 618-977-1224. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud K-Hawk alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Collinsville Barbecue Supply is one-of-a-kind barbecue headquarters that focuses on everything barbecue and cooking, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, in-person class instruction, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts, including an in-house chef and pit master. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs and sauces that support our nation's first responder and military organizations that focus on providing aid to the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop by and see the guys at Collinsville Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of the 4-time World Championship Patriot Sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at collinsvillebarbecue.com. Are you looking to update the appeal of your home's interior? Look no further than Hayden Interiors, LLC. Hayden Interiors, LLC is owned and operated by former K-Hawk graduate Nick Hayden. Hayden Interiors, LLC will help you get that new look that you want for your home. Flooring, baseboards, doorways, as well as interior renovations or interior additions, kitchen, living room, bedroom, hallways, basements, stairways. Let Hayden Interior LLC help you find the look that you want. Call Nick Hayden today at Hayden Interiors LLC, 618-772-6790 for your free estimate. Hayden Interiors LLC, on budget, on time, every time. That's Hayden Interiors LLC. Call Nick at 618-772-6790. Todd Duke here, proud member of the Collinsville Educational Assistants Association. Whether you call us teachers' aides, paraprofessionals, or educational assistants, it all comes down to one thing: taking care of students. More importantly, your student. Yes, We are there for the teachers, and we help them in any way possible. But our goals are in line with our teachers in that we want to see our students succeed at not only being a student, but well beyond that as we ready them for the world outside of the classroom. We are Union Strong. We are K-Hawk Strong. We strive to help students reach their potential. We are the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Go K-Hawks! Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Jason Regg, your Collinsville Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Jason Regg is a proud sponsor of your Collinsville K-Hawks on the K-Hawk Sports Network. For all of your investment needs, see Jason Regg at his Edward Jones office at 1008 Vandalia Street in Collinsville, or call Jason at 618-344-0252 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Once again, welcome back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. We are at halftime of game number one, quarterfinal number one of this day, 27-23 in favor of the defending champion Generals of MacArthur High School out of Decatur. And here are a look at your first half stats. Only one player in double digits right now. That is Zarion Richardson. He has 10 points for the Generals. 6 points belong to Mackay Wright. 5 points for King Dees. 4 for Sam Owens. And 2 for Chase Cunningham. For O'Fallon, they are being led in points by Jalen Smith's 6. 5 points for Kobe Wilmoth. Isaiah Camper also has 6. 5 points for Wilmoth. Jaden Rush has 4 points, and 2 points belong to Dwayne Chapman Jr. From the lines, Decatur MacArthur 3 for 5 from the three-point stripe, while O'Fallon is 3 of 11 from the free throw line. MacArthur did not have any free throws in that first half, while O'Fallon went 4 of 4. Rebound battle being won by O'Fallon, 14-12. Each team has had 8 turnovers, and some more stats that stood out at me as Decatur MacArthur shooting 52.2% from the floor, while O'Fallon is at 34.8. MacArthur has 14 points in the paint, while O'Fallon has 6, and MacArthur has taken advantage of those 8 O'Fallon turnovers and turned them into 11 points. It's been a good game. We've had a tied game 5 times, and the lead changed 6 times in this first half, and we've got a great second half coming up here for you in just a moment. We take another timeout, and when we come back, we will have that third quarter action. That'll come your way next on the K-Hawk Sports Network. The Collinsville Daily News, the new online source for everything newsworthy in and around Collinsville. This news source is designed to be the heartbeat of the Collinsville community and is owned and operated by members that live in this area. The Collinsville Daily News generates their revenue with local support from the community in which they serve and from advertising. They do not charge to read their content, so you'll never run into one of those annoying paywalls. Not only that, but the Collinsville Daily News offers free classified advertising. You have items you want to buy, sell, or trade? It's free to post. Wedding or engagements announcements, as well as obituaries, all free at collinsvilledailynews.com. Plus, they have the content that matters most. Collinsville news you need to know, coverage of K-Hawk sports, and a keen eye on city news. The Collinsville Daily News also has an event tab that allows you to find out what is going on in and around the region for you and your family, the heartbeat of the community. Helping readers make sense of an increasingly chaotic world. Check them out at collinsvilledailynews.com, on social media sites Facebook and Instagram. The heartbeat of this community is the Collinsville Daily News. Calling all sports fans. Looking for a great place to watch the game with your crew? Look no further than the Lucky Fox Sports Bar in Caseyville. The Lucky Fox shows Collinsville K-Hawk sports on the big screen, plus UFC fights, boxing, Cardinals and Blues, and all of the NFL games with the NFL ticket and enough TVs that you'll be sure to find the game you want. And the food? How about Taco Tuesdays, Wing Wednesdays, plus burgers, sandwiches, pizza, steak, and more, including great drink specials and the coldest brew in town. And don't forget to try your luck at the Lucky Fox Gaming Room. Dine in and catch a game, or order carry-out with the Lucky Fox. The Lucky Fox Sports Bar, 1101 Caseyville Road, right across the street from K-Hawk Stadium. Open daily at 11 a.m. Check out the Lucky Fox Facebook page for daily specials. The Lucky Fox, 618-855-9500.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
Like a huge weight lifted.
In Collinsville, call Scott Allen at 618-346-1500.
Chapman Trucking, LLC. Chapman Trucking is a local Collinsville business owned and operated by 1994 Collinsville graduate Christy Chapman. With over 10 years of experience, Chapman Trucking, LLC can take care of all of the heavy lifting when it comes to hauling aggregate materials such as sand, driveway rock, dirt, boulders, and more. That includes getting your heavy work equipment to your work site where it needs to be. Give Christy a call for a free estimate at Chapman Trucking, LLC, 618-960-9346 or online at chapmantruckingllc.net.
Once again, welcome back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. We're at Collinsville High School. Nice day outside. If you woke up this morning and walked outside and went, okay, what happened?
Yeah, I know.
Went from winter to spring. But
awesome.
We were, I got outside a couple of times yesterday to enjoy a little bit of sunshine and a little bit of breeze. It was nice out. All right, here we go. We're underway in the second half. If it's anything like the first half, buckle your seatbelts, kids, and make sure you strap those glasses tight to your head because they're going to fly off as well. Here's Wright. He gets it outside as we are underway here in this second half. Cunningham flies through the paint, and we have our first whistle. That didn't take very long, 14 seconds.
Yeah, and you talked about those big lead changes earlier in the game. I'm pretty sure last year in the championship game, O'Fallon and MacArthur combined for 9, 10, 11 lead changes in that game, I believe. And so it's going to be which team can have the lead at the end of the game that's going to be a little more important than how many times you have the lead.
What it all comes down to, a high arching three-point shot from Richardson in the corner, but that missed everything. They'll give it down to Rennie Harris. He throws it in trying to save it. Ball on the ground, picked up by MacArthur. They'll come back the other way. Richardson, Cunningham, shot good.
That's a strong bucket by Chase Cunningham, and way to go, Mackay Wright, to getting on the floor. That's what great players do, great defensive players.
There is a drive by Harris, and that was a little too strong. It went from one side of the backboard to the other, and MacArthur with a chance to really stretch this lead out, but that one, I believe, went off of Cunningham's head and went out of bounds.
Looks like it's going to stay with the Panthers. I may have seen a touch off of O'Fallon guard Jaden Rush. Okay. Not 100% sure there. Couldn't quite see it clearly.
I think it hit Cunningham's head at some point. That was off the side of the backboard from Wright. He dumps it back outside, and here is Tatum for three. That one rolls across the rim, and the rebound belongs to Jaden Rush. Right now it's a 6-point game for the MacArthur Generals. They're the defending champions, and they want another chance at that trophy. O'Fallon trying to get revenge from last year. A three-point shot rolls off the top of the backboard and back behind it on a three-point try by Wilmoth.
Yeah, Kobe Wilmoth shot 1 of 3 from three. I think he shot about 4 in this game, made 1. Obviously, he got closer and closer, but now he's getting farther and farther away.
Stats from the first half will tell you exactly what happened.
So 1 of 6, and now he's 1 of 6. That's not good enough if O'Fallon wants to win this game. They've got to shoot the 3-ball better. Kick ball there.
Kicked.
Shot clock back to 20.
Well, it's at 18 right now, so they'll add 2 seconds onto it. They'll do that when it's under 20 seconds and it's a kicked ball. They'll get it back to 20. If it's over 20 seconds, they'll just leave it alone. So here is Chase Cunningham. Cunningham, top of the key, picks up his dribble and gives it up to Wright. Wright back out to Cunningham for 3. Right wing, a little too strong. And the rebound, Tatum, he got it over the back of Wilmoth. And then Cunningham comes in and scores another 2 acrobatic points.
You have to play defense against this Decatur MacArthur team. I understand Kobe Wilmoth hasn't had that best first half, but that was not a good enough box out and rebound attempt from him. And that gave MacArthur a chance at the second chance points.
Wilmoth outside to Smith, over to Rush. Rush inside to Wilmoth, knocked away by MacArthur. Richardson, and get that out of here, says Rush. He tips the ball back into Smith. So O'Fallon trying to regain their offensive push that they had in the last half, and there you go. That's how you get it done. Jaden Rush with a reverse layup, over the shoulder layup.
Defense to offense there. Jaden Rush did have 4 turnovers in the first half, but he's playing with a lot of fire and passion. It was a huge stop there from Jaden Rush, preventing that bucket.
Yeah, because that was an 8-point lead, and they threatened to blossom it into a 10-point lead, but right now it remains 6 thanks to that bucket there, and now we have a bunch of body parts making contact with each other underneath that basket, and that draws a whistle. That's going to go against Rennie Harris, that'll be his first, team second here in the second half. And at the free throw line, it is going to be Chase Cunningham. Cunningham did not go to the free throw line in the first half. Yesterday, Cunningham did not go to the free throw line in that game. So his first trip. And he misses, hit that fat part of the iron and bounced right back to him.
The man with the specs there. What I like about Chase Cunningham so much is that he's not afraid of anybody. He may be 6'2", but he goes in there as if he's 6'7" and goes in for strong layups and is able to draw fouls and get buckets. He's a power player almost as a guard.
Misses both free throws. Harris collects the inbound ball that was thrown up after the rebound down there by Dwayne Chapman. And now O'Fallon goes back to work. Here is Rush. Rush wanted to enter on that Cunningham side. Instead, he pops a three.
Jaden Rush for O'Fallon, baby. I don't think we expected him to lead this team today, but he's keeping O'Fallon in this one.
Yeah, they're back to within 3 are the Panthers, and we are just a little under 5 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Comes all the way out front, and that is Walker. Walker gives it up to Wright. Back to Walker. He lost control of it. Oh!
Looks like he got a little bit of arm.
Yeah, ripped out of his hands by Rush, but Rush got too much skin. To the free throw line will go Chris Walker, and Walker did not go to the free throw line in the first half, and he did not go to the free throw line yesterday. So we got a couple of new participants at the charity stripe here in this one.
Chris Walker should be good at the free throw line. He made some huge free throws for MacArthur last year in their regional championship. It iced their win. I'm not quite sure who it was against, but I know he made those big free throws down the stretch.
Camper comes in for O'Fallon, takes the place of Chapman. And both go in off the hands of Chris Walker. So Cunningham misses both of his. Walker makes both of his. There's O'Fallon. They get it into Smith. Now a little backcourt pressure being put on here by MacArthur. Smith brings the ball up. 4:42 left to play here in this third quarter. Over to Harris. Harris drives the lane, takes the shot, but he's fouled. That one's going to go to Tatum.
Yeah, and also a bit of contact behind the play, or behind Harris from Chris Walker. I'm very impressed by how O'Fallon has been able to break this MacArthur press. We saw how much it frustrated Madison yesterday, and MacArthur just had trap after trap after trap. And O'Fallon have done a good job of getting into the half-court set and creating offensive opportunities.
Rennie Harris at the free throw line for the first time himself. This is like brand new territory here in free throws for all these guys. He makes the first one. His team now down by 4. One more shot.
Yep. First all-tournament player for O'Fallon since 2000 last season with Rennie Harris. Scored 17 against my team, our team, the Collinsville K-Hawks.
Yeah. He had a good game against you guys last year, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. Really played well.
Yeah. 3-point contest once again. Into the corner it goes for Cunningham. Cunningham on a dribble drive, and he finds King Dees for 2 points. 5-point lead now for MacArthur. Oh! Came inbounds, stepped out of bounds. They tried that down here, and it didn't work. They tried the same thing down there, same result.
They had just done that a time ago as well, and they did it correctly. It's getting a little too mentally complicated right now for O'Fallon. They just need to get the ball inbounds.
Yeah. Here is Dees. Throws it into the corner, and despite the tip by Harris, it still comes in, and then off the glass, Chris Walker was down in the paint, and he was untouched. And O'Fallon still trying to be fancy on the inbound, and they almost lost the ball again. Now Rush gets across the timeline, gives it up to Harris. Harris into the corner. Camper outside. Smith. He tries it from the free throw line to Wilmoth. Thought about the three. Pulls up in the paint. Takes the shot. No good. And the rebound belongs to King Dees. And he is fouled by Smith, who thought there should have been a travel.
I agree with the referees here. I think Jalen Smith reaches in, and the Decatur MacArthur Generals fans are really pleased with this performance right now. And I believe we've got a stoppage here. Not 100% sure. Yeah, just a quick stoppage. I think a warning to both coaches: stay off the floor.
Yeah.
Maybe not. That's a guess.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it was.
I'm lying.
All right, here's Cunningham. Cunningham for MacArthur at the top of the key. Gives it up for Walker. Walker bounces it in, trying to find Wright, but That ball is hung up, and now we're going to have a foul. I don't think they called a jump ball, did they? Well, he's back on the floor.
Yep. Animated as always.
Yeah.
He does that stomping thing about 30 times a game for MacArthur, even if they're down 20 or up 30. What I will say about that is it feels like both teams are getting in their ways a little bit with these costly turnovers.
Yeah.
There's just mistakes that you don't want to have in games like this. Team that takes care of the ball more probably is going to win it.
There is Harris. Brings the ball up for O'Fallon. Bounces it in for Smith, and off the glass, no good. Walker got the ball while it was still on the glass, and he'll give it up now for Cunningham.
I think Richardson had the block there on the backboard, too.
Yeah. Out to Walker. Walker to right, and over to Dees. Dees on the left wing in front of his bench. 3 minutes to go. Three-point shot, no good. Rebound finds Jaden Rush. Rush, he brings the ball up, bounces it into the corner for Smith. Smith comes out of the corner, top of the key. Rennie Harris, dribble, drive, and it rolls across the rim, no good. And the rebound, that belongs to Walker. Walker throws it up to Cunningham, who in turn throws it up to Richardson. Richardson drives off the rim, no good. Put back is good, and that one is by Cunningham. A timeout on the floor. We will take a timeout as well. Maybe. What are they pointing at over here?
Just confirming, I believe, the timeout for O'Fallon. Full timeout.
Full timeout it is. We will take a timeout right along with them. We'll be back here in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network. Projects in and around your home can be daunting and overwhelming. Take the stress out of those projects and let AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions do all the heavy lifting. Former K-Hawk Adam Welly can help knock those projects off your list. From framing drywall, painting, and stair work inside to deck work, hardscapes, and concrete and retaining wall construction outside your home, including power washing and brush removal. Whatever the task, AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions can help. Call Adam Welly for a free estimate at AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions, 314-252-8010. That's 314-252-8010. Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium once again, 2:36 left to play here in this third quarter. And the lead belongs to the Generals by 9, 39-30. And the second half, quite not like the first half. Still entertaining, but it was a little bit more back and forth run and gun. This one's been full of turnovers and stoppages.
Well, Decatur MacArthur finally finding their footing and doing what they do well the most. And O'Fallon just starting to have a couple of defensive issues. Decatur MacArthur's running and gunning, and they're starting to run a little bit more. They're getting those second chance balls. They're getting those 50-50 balls as well. And those are just the little things that help good teams become great teams.
Here's Jaden Rush over to Wilmoth, who throws it over into the corner, and a dribble drive by Will Brown will result in the foul.
Yeah, Will Brown's been a good piece of this team. I mean, sometimes as a senior, it's tough to be that good role player, but Will Brown does it pretty well. Although it's his first season on varsity, he's played in every single game and given O'Fallon a couple of points off the bench.
Will Brown went 1 for 2 yesterday from the free throw line. His first attempt today falls short. And back into the game is MJ Murphy for the MacArthur Generals. King Dees will go back and sit on his throne. Another free throw shot coming up here for Will Brown Jr. And that one's good. It's an 8-point game. Generals have the lead, trying to move to the first semifinal later on tonight. By the way, at halftime of that game in the Ox Gym, Mundelein had a big lead over Madison, 41-25.
It's a big final 2 minutes here for O'Fallon. They've got to find some stops and scores.
That they do. Here is Cunningham. He drives that baseline and comes back outside to Murphy. Murphy, he'll take over that baseline drive, and he's fouled in the process, and that one's going to go against Camper. Rennie Harris is going to check back in for O'Fallon. He's been quiet again today, has Harris. Didn't score his first points until this second half. And at the free throw line, Mr. Murphy hits his first one.
Yeah, I talked about him a little bit last season, and important, he's on the bench actually, but he was all conference last season from Warrensburg Latham. 17 points a game, and you're playing him on the bench. That's how you know you got a good team. And
yeah,
he's got the connection. His dad played for MacArthur back in the day.
Rebound belongs to O'Fallon. They almost stepped out of bounds, did Smith, but he gets it up to Harris. Harris back over to Smith. Smith over on the right wing. Pressure being put on out there. Here comes a three-point shot, and that one's good. And boy, oh boy, did O'Fallon need that. Will Brown Jr. hits a big three-pointer.
Yeah, the defense sunk in right there, and Jalen Smith made the correct pass to Will Brown for a big three-pointer for O'Fallon. Nice find.
90 seconds to go here in this third quarter. Here is Richardson for MacArthur. He'll back up toward the midcourt stripe, give it up to Cunningham over on the left wing into the left-hand corner for Richardson. Richardson, he'll come out of the corner, cut across the paint at the free throw line, and still nowhere to go with it. Kicks it back out to Murphy. Murphy, one dribble, picks it up. Richardson.
10 seconds on the shot clock.
Richardson's in the slot between the top of the key and the midcourt circle, and he'll pull around. Right side three-pointer, a little bit too deep, and the rebound belongs to O'Fallon. 1:05 to go here in this third quarter, and here are the O'Fallon Panthers again. Outside, Harris, Wilmoth for three. That one rose across the rim. Boy, they needed that one and didn't get it to fall. Here comes Murphy. Under a minute to go here in this third quarter. Murphy brings it up at the top of the key. Slows things down a little bit in front of the scorer's table and then gives it up to Richardson. Richardson out near midcourt. 40 seconds to go in the quarter. 15 seconds on the shot clock.
This could be the first time where we really see the shot clock come into effect as teams try to run it down. This is a close game here.
And Cunningham runs through the lane and picks up a foul in the process. And this one is going to go against Rush. Rush picks up his third, his team's sixth. And to the free throw line will go Chase Cunningham.
And I believe he shot from the free throw line in just a minute ago. I believe 1 of 2 in the earlier in this third quarter. It's pretty similar play where he
missed
drove.
both of them.
Oh, no, yeah, he did miss both
of them. There he goes. Now he's found that groove. 7-point lead now for MacArthur. And so far, I have not seen O'Fallon threaten that lead. They got on a couple of good rolls in that first quarter, first half. When MacArthur started off their roll, O'Fallon picked up theirs and came back, but I haven't seen that yet here.
Yeah, well, MacArthur's undefeated, and they haven't really been tested like this from a good O'Fallon team that's undefeated in conference. MacArthur's won every game by double digits. I don't know if that's going to continue today.
I'd be hard-pressed to say that would happen unless it's by barely double digits, like 10 or 11, but we'll see what O'Fallon wants to do here. Here is Harris. Harris, 15 seconds left. Shot clock not an option right now. Harris back at midcourt.
He's going to ask for a Kobe Wilmoth screen.
10 seconds, and now we have 5 seconds. Here is Harris at the baseline. Shot's way too short, and the turnaround jumper falls a little short from Smith. That's the way the third quarter comes to a close. 42-34. MacArthur has the lead. Back in a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside's all-star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Lakeside Roofing, celebrating 50 years of serving the metro area. Choose experience, choose Lakeside.
Once again, we welcome you back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. My name is Todd Duke. Matt Clark is on the other microphone. Next game coming up between Belleville East and Lincoln. Myself and Zach Roseman will bring that one to you. Then we'll have Rockford East taking on Collinsville. Myself and Dr. Chris McCluskey on the call, and then that will take us to the 2:30 game between Collierville, Tennessee, and Quincy. That's the first 4 quarterfinals of the day. First quarterfinal is down to the final quarter, maybe.
Yeah, we'll have to see. O'Fallon obviously remembers, and we've talked about the championship game last year because it was so exciting to see this matchup possibly happen. Well, O'Fallon's going to have to do what MacArthur did last year and erase a big deficit in the fourth quarter to win this game.
Here is Smith. He drives in from the paint, and a foul coming up. This one is going to go against Wright, I believe. Yep.
And you can hear him, the assistant coach from Decatur MacArthur, saying he's going right every time. And the other thing is, he takes it to the rim every time. If I'm MacArthur, I am letting Jalen Smith try to shoot here, and I'm also trying to take charge. They haven't done either of those things. They've allowed him to get into the paint and get free throws and layups and whatnot.
Jalen Smith's first trip to the free throw line in this tournament, and the first one's good. And O'Fallon needs every point they can get right now if they want a chance to come back and win this one. Right now it's a 7-point lead by MacArthur.
Yeah, no, Fallon's coming in with confidence. 7-game winning streak for them. They don't want that to be snapped.
No, they do not. Both good. And now a 6-point lead for the Generals. Here is Richardson for MacArthur. He brings it up across the K-Hawk logo at midcourt. Bounces it into the perimeter. All right.
Hey! Oh, wow.
Missed the
Holy
dunk.
cow.
And the putback try by Walker also rolls around the rim. This is O'Fallon's chance now. We are going to have a blocking foul called.
And that's the correct call on Azarian Richardson. He didn't set himself up straight
both
up.
on the run.
Yep.
There's no way he could have planted his feet while both of them were on the run with that one there. So
sorry. I felt like a sports fan right there seeing Makai Wright put a highlight reel play there. I think that would have been the dagger and finish it, but he couldn't quite get it into the rim.
And then the rebound put back by Walker rolled all the way around the rim, and you want to talk about catching a break. That's a big break right there if O'Fallon could take advantage of it, but the miss at the free throw line by Will Brown hurts.
Man, some big misses by Will Brown here at the free throw line. If O'Fallon lose this game by 2 or 3 points, he'll remember those.
Those will haunt you, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
And he misses both of them. Rebound, the only one that went up for the ball was Cunningham, and Cunningham wants to go coast to coast with it, and he misses, and the rebound belongs to O'Fallon. Panthers, a baseball-style pass all the way up, but that's picked off by Richardson. Richardson heads the other way, throws it in the corner for Cunningham. Cunningham ran right into Harris, throws it up on the wing, and inside the perimeter, Walker from 8 feet, good.
We talk about MacArthur played football sometimes. Azarian Richardson played cornerback and got the interception. Chris Walker with the good shot there. That hopefully gets the MacArthur offense rolling here in this fourth quarter.
An 8-point game. O'Fallon has had their chances here in the last couple of moments, but couldn't capitalize. They throw another one away. Wright collects the interception this time in the paint. He'll give it up to Cunningham, and he's immediately bothered there by Brown. All the way up it goes to King D's, and a timeout.
Yeah, 30-second timeout here. Therese Bryson knew that he was in some trouble there. Didn't want the Generals to have a turnover.
All right, 30-second timeout. We're back in that amount of time on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Looking to buy a new home or sell your current home? Trust the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now, and you can trust the years of experience the Blaylock Group brings to the table. The Blaylock Group can help you find your dream home, or they can help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty, 618-780-4622. That's 618-780-4622. The Blaylock Group of eXp Realty.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, quarterfinal number 1. Rematch of last year's championship game between MacArthur and O'Fallon has been a good one, but right now it's an 8-point lead by the MacArthur Generals, and they have the ball looking to stretch that lead to double digits.
O'Fallon immediately opening in a 2-3 zone.
That ball knocked out of the hands momentarily of Cunningham, but he finds Walker, and Walker gives his team that double-digit lead. It's at 10, 46-36, 6:15 left to play here in this fourth quarter. Here come the O'Fallon Panthers, and here is Rush into the corner for Camper. Camper didn't have time to shoot that three by the time he landed with that ball, so he has to get rid of it. Does so to Harris. Harris, he comes around to the slot, works his way over to the left wing, hands the ball off, and that is Smith. Underhand pass to Rush. Rush
10 seconds on the shot clock here.
Has to make his move. Top of the key, takes the shot, and it's good. That was a very much needed 2 points there by O'Fallon. They trail once again by 8 to the Panthers. Generals fire the ball all the way up to Richardson on the left wing. Richardson comes away from the scorer's table and heads towards the midcourt logo. 5.5 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. Here is Richardson, gives the ball up to Walker. Walker. And now we have a foul called away from the play. This one might go to Rennie Harris.
Yes, it will. And that's going to take Azarion Richardson to the line. That's the type of foul you cannot have if you're down 8.
Well, MacArthur's into bonus land now. Wilmoth back into the game. He'll take the place of Will Brown. And at the free throw line, Azarion Richardson. Richardson, 2 for 2 yesterday at the free throw line.
Yeah, he's quite the football star at MacArthur as well. Offered by Millikin University.
Nice.
And he had the interception just a minute ago as well, so basketball suits him well.
9-point lead for MacArthur. Richardson, if he makes this one, it goes back out to 10. And he'll do just that. Nice and smooth on that free throw shot. So once again, O'Fallon trails by double digits. They have some work to do, and they're running out of time to do it. 5:20 left to play here in this fourth quarter. Here is Smith for the O'Fallon Panthers. Across the timeline at midcourt, brings it over to the right wing, gives it up to Camper. Camper standing right in front of his coach. Back out front will go for Rush. Rush, he'll direct some traffic. That ball is poked into the backcourt. So no backcourt violation, but Rennie Smith has to bring it back over the line, throws it out for Rush. Rush thought about the 3, pulls it up underneath, off the glass, good for 2, Rennie Harris.
Well, once again, I said it once, I'll say it twice. Jaden Rush is single-handedly keeping O'Fallon in this game with great shots and great passes like that one to Rennie Harris.
Rennie Harris, no points in the first half, now has 6 here in the second half. And a loose ball picked up by MacArthur and ripped out of the hands of Walker by Camper. Throws it up, give and go. Jaden Rush has that knocked out of there. O'Fallon stays with it. Here is Smith off of his shoe. He lost the ball, and now they're trying to clamp onto it as O'Fallon. And we're going to have a foul called.
Yep, Chase Cunningham just lands on the top of Jalen Smith's back. I tell you what, that is massive that O'Fallon was able to get that ball. It's a scramble there. MacArthur usually are able to get those 50-50 balls that are just laying out there. O'Fallon won it. Now they got to score here. And really big block there to kind of silence the run that O'Fallon was hoping to make. And I think, was that Azarion Richardson?
Yeah.
Wow. As a guard making that block.
There is Rennie Harris. 4:20 to go here in quarter number 4. 8-point lead by MacArthur. O'Fallon with the ball. They want to dent into that lead a little bit. Here is Rush. Rush being guarded closely on the outside by Richardson. And we're going back the other way with a charging call out at the top of the key.
I tell you what, Jaden Rush better be just a tad bit careful. He did not think that was a charge. It's a 50-50 call there by Andrew Special, the referee, but he gives it to the Generals there, and that is a massive turnover for the O'Fallon Panthers.
You heard the O'Fallon Panthers fans moaning and groaning on that call. They didn't like it whatsoever. Here's Richardson. Richardson brings the ball back up court with 4 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. Richardson, and he throws the ball away. Nope, they're not going to be able to get it. O'Fallon will get it back.
That's Decatur MacArthur getting their own way in that case, and Brian Munoz says we need a timeout here. Get an offensive set up.
Timeout on the floor, and we will step aside as well. It is a 60-second timeout, so we will step aside for just that long here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and, of course, the Collinsville K-Hawks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a K-Hawks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes at Bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, so come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org.
Back at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium again, 3:55 left to play. Here in quarter number 4, it remains an 8-point game, 48-40. The MacArthur Generals have the lead. They're the defending champions. They're looking to move on. O'Fallon looking for payback, and they want to move on.
Yep. And for O'Fallon here, they've been down for the majority of the game, but I've played against O'Fallon. I know that they can absolutely light it up here and make this a one-possession game with ease, but they're going to have to start hitting some shots. I'm looking at Kobe Wilmuth right there. He's got to start hitting a three if he's open. He's like 1 of 7 today. That's not going to be good enough from three-point land if O'Fallon wants to win this game.
There's Harris for Wilmuth, top of the key, over to Rush on the left wing. Rush gets out of that left side, and a pass over to Wilmuth, keeps it over there. Back over to Rush. Rush underneath. Rennie Harris waits, takes the shot, good for 2, and O'Fallon back to within 6.
Any one of these O'Fallon players could go off right here and help lead them to a comeback.
Here is Richardson. Comes across the line. A little bit of defensive resistance there by Smith. Trying to keep everything outside are the O'Fallon Panthers. Here is Wright. He's been kind of quiet today. Wright, spin move, and off the glass. As soon as I say he's kind of quiet, he does something like that.
Yeah, he woke you up. He said, I'm going to talk. I'm going to say something here at this tournament. The dribble drop step from Mekhi Wright, and the size advantage mattered there. Kobe Wilmuth couldn't guard him.
Back to an 8-point lead for the Generals. Here is Rush. Rush drives the lane, takes the shot. Foul called. This one is going to go against Walker.
Yep. Jaden Rush going to go to the line. He's a 69% free throw shooter before this tournament. And he needs these free throws here with 3 minutes to go. You cannot give the ball back to the Generals. Time's starting to run thin. They've kept it at 8-10 points. Now they've got to make the comeback now.
Walker picks up his first foul. Both teams are into bonus territory, so now you really don't want a foul because you don't want to send other teams to the free throw line, but if you're the O'Fallon Panthers, you'll take it.
It feels similar to the Rockford East game we did. O'Fallon just can't make a free throw right now, and it's hurting them immensely.
Sure is.
Be interested to see what the free throw percentage is after this game.
That one rattles home. Yesterday, O'Fallon as a team just went 4 of 8, 50% from the free throw line.
That doesn't get it done.
Nope, I bet they're under that today. I would think they are anyway. Here is Richardson. Richardson across the timeline, and time is running thin. It's a 7-point lead for MacArthur. O'Fallon, if they want designs of winning this game, they're going to have to start the comeback, and there's a ball that goes all the way down into the restroom.
We talk about teams.
That's where the restroom used to be.
Mm-hmm. Yep, where the locker room is.
Yeah.
We've talked about how both of these teams have continued to get in their own way in terms of trying to extend their lead or create a comeback. And right there, MacArthur gives the ball straight back to O'Fallon.
They've done that a couple of times, yeah.
Now or never for the Panthers.
They threw it out of bounds over here on this near sideline just a little while ago. So O'Fallon, they're getting their chances. They're just not capitalizing. And now a turnover. Oh, going the other way. Now we're going to have a foul called against Rush.
Massive decision there. I felt like it was a 50-50 basketball. Jaden Rush kind of pushed off with his left hand, and he's out with 5 fouls. Wow, and he's had a fantastic game today. And O'Fallon's going to have to find someone other than Jalen Rush to get them back in this game.
Well, Trey Gilliam comes in to take his place, so we'll see if that is him. They're going to get Will Brown off the bench as well. He is going to come in.
And a 1-and-1 opportunity here for Chase Cunningham again.
Yeah.
And he could use a couple of free throw makes.
Yeah, I believe he's 1 for 4
1 for 4, I think. We do the math right. Jalen Rush, I mean, you think about a couple of those calls were right there. The push-off
that last
that he
one
called,
right there.
Yeah, and the charge take that he had, the charge that was called on him just a minute ago. Both of those may have not been called by a different referee.
And Cunningham makes good on the first one. Back to an 8-point lead for MacArthur. 2:25 left to play here in this first quarter. Or fourth quarter, excuse me. I'm already trying to think about something else. Got ahead of myself.
Tell you
Next
what.
one for Cunningham. Good.
O'Fallon looked
straighten that out.
Pretty defeated on the bench there, but not over yet.
O'Fallon, they work the ball up. Here is Harris. Harris dribbles, drives, paint, kicks it out. Camper for 3. Good!
And that's the guy you want taking the three-point shot. Isaiah Camper has hit a couple of huge ones for the Panthers, and now you've cut the lead back to 6. MacArthur just cannot find that ultimate stop that could give them the win.
30-second timeout on the floor. We'll be back in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville produces their own spirits and beer on site right at the restaurant. Pair that with some of the most unique menu items around the entire metro area, and you can see why they are such a hit. They can handle you and your family, or they can handle you and your group.
Throw in the occasional live entertainment, and you can see why Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is a must-stop destination in Collinsville. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville, 618-855-8027, or online at oldheraldbrewing.com. Todd Duke, Matt Clark back with you from Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Game number 1, quarterfinal number 1 has been a fun one.
Oh, yeah. We have 7 more of these today?
I do, I think
Feels
so.
like this one's taken up all 7.
I know.
I'll tell you what, if the Decatur MacArthur Generals can just hold on to the basketball and stop turning the ball over with O'Fallon bringing the press up, they'll be able to close this game out.
There is Richardson. Richardson gets trapped in the backcourt, gets rid of it. I thought he was going to throw that
It's
away.
be a 10-second violation, maybe.
King D's, and they call a timeout before the 10 seconds can be called. And we'll find out. I think they only have a 60-second timeout left, right? So a 60-second timeout it is, and we will take that right along with them. Back in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for K-Hawk fans, before, after, or even during K-Hawk games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows K-Hawk games live as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carryout orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, K-Hawk fans' pub of choice.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, 2 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter, 52-46. In this first quarterfinal of the day, the MacArthur Generals have a 6-point lead. O'Fallon running out of time to dig into it. Here is the inbound pass try coming from King D's. He'll throw it underneath the O'Fallon basket, does so to Cunningham. Cunningham, he comes across the timeline, tries over the right wing, almost lost control of the ball, almost stepped out of bounds as well. Gets it back over to Walker. That's picked off by Camper. Camper.
He's going to pull here.
He wants
He
a
will pull here.
three-point shot. That falls a little short. He hesitated. I don't know why he stopped, looked over his shoulder, and then he shot the three. But if he would have stopped and shot, I think he would have had a better chance.
Yeah, that's a really tough shot to make in high school where you're dribbling right into the three. And so I thought he was thinking, well, I'm on the fast break, so I'm going to try to go get the layup. But wait, it's a 2-possession game. If I hit a three, I'm going to make it a 3-point game. And just the little mental thought there kind of got him jumbled up. And Isaiah Kibbers had some big threes, but he's also missed a couple that have been crucial for O'Fallon this game.
Foul against Walker, and Cunningham to the line has straightened out his free throw problems up there, and Wilmoth comes back in. He'll take the place of Gilliam, and that was the 10th foul by the O'Fallon Panthers, so MacArthur Generals are in double bonus from here on out.
Yeah, Cunningham didn't play a lot last season in this tournament, but he did make 2 free throws against O'Fallon in the championship game, and he's made quite a few today.
Yeah, he's finally picked it up after a 1-for-4 start. He's made his last 4. 90 seconds to go, and it's an 8-point deficit for O'Fallon to make up. Here comes Rennie Harris, and he is fouled by Cunningham, and Harris will go to the free throw line. That is the 8th team foul by MacArthur.
We are in a free throw fest here,
Yeah,
Todd.
we are.
I think MacArthur's just made a couple more than O'Fallon has, but with 30 seconds to go, Rennie Harris makes these both. It's back to a 2-possession game. You can get into your trap press. If he doesn't, it's a 3-possession game.
He's got 2 shots coming his way, does Rennie Harris. First one on the way, and it misses.
That's got to be like the 6th or 7th free throw that they've missed today. You think about it. The point differential could have been caught up had O'Fallon made their free throws, but they haven't had many trips tonight where they've hit both free throws.
Gilliam comes in for Wilmoth once again. And back to the free throw line is Harris. His second shot also no good. Rebound, that belongs to Makai Wright. Wright gives it up to Dees, who gives it up to Cunningham. Cunningham runs away from 3 defenders, splits the defense, and a foul call. I thought it was going to be a travel, but they're going to call a foul. Looks like it's going to be on Gilliam.
Yep.
No, Rennie Harris.
Harris, and that'll be his 3rd. Wilmoth come back in the game for the offense, but unfortunately for O'Fallon, you're in a position now where you have played hard, you've tried to chip away at that lead, you got it pretty close, but the little things matter, and I just think MacArthur did the little things just a little more better, and that's what they do so well, MacArthur. They're a balanced team. They've scored the ball well. Chase Cunningham now up to 15 points on the day. Could get 16 here, and I think MacArthur has just put together. It's been a very sloppy game, but MacArthur's put it together a little bit more.
9-point lead now for MacArthur. Camper all the way in the corner, has to get rid of it. Wilmoth out, and that is tell you what, MacArthur, they're not going away, man. They are bound and determined to steal that ball or disrupt the pass and keep O'Fallon off the scoreboard.
Yeah, with 1:09 to go, they're trapping in the corner.
Camper for 3. That one's just a little too hard, and it ends up hitting the shot clock. So that's another turnover that O'Fallon couldn't afford, and it looks like MacArthur is going to continue with their defense of their championship.
And I think, listen, wasn't the best game for MacArthur today, and that comes with playing, a tough competitor. Probably one of the toughest teams they've played this season in O'Fallon, and for, MacArthur will learn from this and have a good semifinal game, I feel.
Tatum comes back in for MacArthur. They inbound, and they do so to Richardson. Richardson splits a couple of defenders, throws it up to Tatum. Tatum gives it up for Wright.
He was waiting for Mackay Wright to get the dunk, and he decided, well, I'm just going to get the 2 points.
Yeah. I think that Mackay Wright was surprised that Tatum gave him the ball. They were both right down there. One of them could have scored. It is an 11-point game, and there's another shot by Camper, and that one's no good, and we're going to have a couple of free throw tries here by Camper, as that one's going to go against Cunningham.
He actually was on the 3-point line. It kind of looked a little odd. Isaiah Camper's going to have 3 free throws here for O'Fallon. But, Decatur MacArthur's going to play with that energy. They're going to play with that fire. I saw them running sprints sideline to sideline in warm-ups today, and the coach, Therese Bryson, made them start again because they weren't touching the line. I mean, that's just a different mentality, a different level that a lot of people don't expect. I mean, in a tournament where you're playing 2 games, you don't want kids running sprints up and down the floor in warm-ups. They just play with that energy and that passion, and Therese Bryson demands exceptional effort all 32 minutes of the game.
Camper missed the first one, made the second one. Free throw woes continue here for O'Fallon. Now a 10-point contest. Camper trying to get it down to 9, but there's not a lot of time left to do anything with a 9-point deficit, but putback will help by Rennie Harris. That makes it a lot closer.
Long pass here.
And down to Tatum it goes, and Tatum will just slow things down. He knows his team's in the lead. The other team has to press. Here is Dees. He gets double teamed, and we're going to have a foul coming up.
Credit to the Panthers. They haven't let this go just yet. We saw with Althoff yesterday, miracles can happen. It is an 8-point game, 30 seconds left. You're going to need a little bit of help here from Decatur MacArthur, just like Rockford East helped Althoff yesterday by missing some free throws.
King Dees at the free throw line, trying to give his team back that 10-point lead. Right now, after that one, it's 9. MacArthur's trying real hard for another double-digit win, aren't they?
Yeah, and they very well might get it today. Not going to matter much, though. The important thing is that MacArthur won. And, again, didn't play their best game, but they'll need their best game, I think, tonight against the winner of Belleville East Lincoln, which comes up in just a little bit.
Yeah. They're both waiting in the wings right now. Here is Rennie Harris. Out top, Smith, Camper. Back over to Harris. 20 seconds left. Harris drives and scores.
And he's in 2 double digits for tonight's game. I believe that's 12 for him.
Yeah. A 60-second timeout has been called, so we will go ahead and step aside one more time here in this one, and we'll be back in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Lottie's Cafe offers food, cocktails, and gaming in a great atmosphere highlighted by fast and friendly service. Lottie's Cafe also offers a unique menu that features soups and salads, sandwiches and paninis, pizza and flatbreads, appetizers and desserts, as well as breakfast. That's right, we said breakfast. Unique breakfast items such as a breakfast stromboli, a breakfast BLT, and breakfast burritos. Lottie's also offers creative cocktails, a wine bar, the coldest beer around, and a video gaming area for those 21 and older. And don't forget the Lottie's Cafe gift certificates. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Check them out online at lottiescafe.com, on Facebook, or in person in the Strip next to the Walmart Neighborhood Market. Or call Lottie's Cafe at 618-223-8256. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem.
7-point game, that's almost impossible with 3 possessions. Welcome back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. 16.9 seconds to go here in this fourth quarter. 7-point deficit for O'Fallon to try to overcome. So it's a 3-possession game, and I just don't see the math happening here. Generals have the ball. King D's looking to inbound. Rennie Harris trying to upset that flow. Gets it into Cunningham. Cunningham gets fouled by Gilliam, and Cunningham will go back to the free throw line, and he has really stepped up his free throw game here lately.
Yep, and that'll most likely be the all-important difference of this one. O'Fallon unfortunately got into a game where they needed to make free throws and three-pointers, and they're not very good at making free throws and three-pointers. And MacArthur have been able to make their shots at the free throw to keep O'Fallon just at a little bit of an arm's length and not let them get too close. And that's going to end up being the difference, I think.
Cunningham makes the first one. 8-point game, trying to make it a 9-point game, as MacArthur has all 4 other players back at midcourt or beyond, and the miss will allow O'Fallon to pick up a rebound. They'll throw it up onto the wing, and Camper will launch a 3-pointer, and that one hits the inside of the rim. MacArthur pulls down the rebound, and that's going to do it. 59-51. The MacArthur Generals will move on to the semifinals. That'll drop the O'Fallon Panthers down. Their next game will be at 4:30 this afternoon when they play in the 5th place semifinal game. And we'll have that game for you just a little bit later on. Coming up next, Belleville East versus Lincoln. Matt Clark, great job. We'll talk to you a little bit later. And my name is Todd Duke. We are out of here for just a little while on the K-Hawk Sports Network.